If you live in a Siberian forest like I do, you have to be ready for surprises. Because out here, life has a way of catching you off guard. My name is Urus. I'm a brown bear. I've been living in this incredible forest for 15 years. When you're a bear, no matter how gentle you are, people are always going to be a little wary of you. So I don't have many friends out here. I spend most of my time on my own. I know pretty much everyone who lives in this forest. So when I caught a strange scent one day, I knew right away there was an outsider in the woods. That was the day I first ran into Udogan. He was walking along, pulling something strange behind him that had fish on it. Who was this guy? And he didn't look anything like any creature I'd ever seen in this forest. He never saw me. I spotted him from a distance, but I didn't go near him. After a while, he disappeared around a bend, and that was that. I didn't see anyone else like him the rest of the day. He seemed to be alone. That night, like always, I fell asleep under a tree. The next morning, the sun came up cold as ever, but no snow was falling. Early in the morning, I was woken up by that same sound and that same scent again. I shook off the sleep and made my way to the path in the forest. I found the tracks that strange creature had left behind, and I decided to follow them. The tracks led me to the lake. Udogan was there. He was sitting all by himself in the middle of the frozen lake, with those same strange objects around him. After a while, he started catching fish, but where were his claws? He didn't look strong enough to do it, yet he caught them with ease. I hung back and watched him for a while. I think he noticed me. Most creatures in this forest run the second they see me. He didn't. And then he did something I'd never seen before. He threw some of his fish on the ground. I'm pretty sure he left them there for me. But why would he do that? What kind of creature shares its own food with someone else? I got to thinking, maybe somewhere he goes, there are others he shares his food with too. Maybe someone who looks just like him. Or maybe someone who doesn't look like him at all, but he looks after them anyway. Just like he seemed to be looking after me. I stayed up thinking about it until I fell asleep that night. If I ever saw him again, I was going to follow him, no question. The next morning, I heard that same sound again. Sure enough, it was him. He'd come back, same as before, pulling that strange thing loaded with fish. I watched him from behind a tree, and this time our eyes met. He saw me. But instead of running, he chose to share his fish with me again. Who was this strange creature? And why did he keep doing something kind for me every single time? Just like I'd decided the night before, I started following him. I followed his trail and eventually found where he was headed. Out of that wooden structure of his came another creature that looked just like him, and with them was a dog. I know what dogs are. Now I knew where he lived. but I didn't want to startle them, so I turned around and headed back into the forest. This strange creature had given me food twice now. I figured that made him my friend, and I thought, if he ever needs me, I'll be there for him. He seemed to manage just fine on his own, but still, he didn't look powerful, but somehow I had a feeling he was. The next morning, the weather was fine. But as the day went on, the sky started getting dark. Looked like snow was coming. On days like that, the smartest thing you can do is find a safe spot and stay put. That's exactly what I did when the blizzard hit. I found shelter and drifted off to sleep. Then a sound jolted me awake. Loud, rattling, unlike anything I'd ever heard in this forest. Something could be wrong. I had to check. I got up and walked toward it. And there he was. The creature I later learned was named Udogan. This time he was pushing at something even stranger than himself, something he was apparently trying to save. But he wasn't strong enough. Whatever that thing was, he couldn't get it out of the snow it was buried in. Maybe this was my chance to make things even. He'd given me fish. Maybe I could give him something back. He saw me coming toward him from across the road. He tensed up a little, but he didn't try to run. He just looked at me with this curious, wide-eyed expression, like he was trying to figure out what I was going to do. I walked right up to him and looked him in the eye. I wanted him to know I wasn't there to hurt him, and I think he got it. He wasn't afraid of me. Whatever this thing was, it clearly meant a lot to him. I moved around to the front of it and started pushing with everything I had. For me, it wasn't that hard. Udogan had struggled, but I didn't. He looked amazed that I'd actually done it. I guess I was stronger than he was, but he was my friend. And friends don't use their strength against each other. Udogan touched my head. I don't normally like being touched on the head, but I think in his language, that's how you say thank you. Then he reached inside that strange thing of his and pulled out a big fish and handed it to me. I think Udogan and I had become a team. We were going to keep looking out for each other. A little while later, Udogan climbed back inside that thing and drove away. I was pretty sure he went back to that other creature and the dog I'd seen with him before. Those two must be his family. Maybe if he told them about me, I could be part of the family too. After all, that dog doesn't look anything like them either, and they let him in. Maybe they'd let me in too. I don't know if this is too forward of me, but I decided I was going to pay them a visit today, and I wasn't going to show up empty-handed. When I got close to where they live, Udogan and the one who looked like him were outside watching the dog run around and play in the snow. dog noticed me first. He seemed a little rattled. But I wasn't there to cause trouble. He'd figure that out soon enough. Udogan had given me fish to eat. Now it was my turn. This time I brought him fresh fish. Udogan and the one who looked like him made sounds and let water run from their eyes. I think they liked the gift. I also got to meet the dog. His name is Taiga. He told me he'd been living with them practically since the day he was born. The one who looked like Udogan turned out to be named Sena. And their kind, Udogan and Sena's kind, they're called humans. I really hope all humans are like Udogan and Sena. Udogan, Sena, and Taiga welcomed me into their family. Those three were always together. I wasn't by their side every single moment, but we kept giving each other gifts, and every now and then Udogan would come visit me out in the forest. And sometimes I'd go visit them. I was part of the family now. And the love we had for each other, I think that's going to last forever.